Welcome to The Crust, where we talk to a local tradie, professional, industry worker, labourer and everything in between. Today on The Crust we're joined by Ben from Workforce Extensions and we're going to be talking about
business management.
So in a nutshell, can you tell our listeners what business management actually means, or what do you do?
Oh, well, basically, business management is running all of the day-to-day operations, sales, everything to do with running the business every day.
What does a day in the life of you managing Workforce Extensions look like? What are the hours like? What are your workload like? What do you actually do?
So our business, Workforce Extensions, is a labour hire company. And we're pretty much a 24/7 business.
Wow.
The phone is on around the clock every day of the week. I think we get a day off on Good Friday. Not too many people work on Good Friday, or Christmas Day, they give us a bit of time off as well. But basically, you're available when you've got candidates, labourers or workers out to work. We're available just in case something happens, just in case they need us, just in case the client needs us. We're there. So every day, I guess a lot of the times if we're dealing with a new client, I'll go out and introduce new candidates to a client if they're first day, to start up and ease the relationship between the candidate and the client. So new person, new job, you want them to feel as comfortable as possible. So we go out, do the introduction, then it's basically back to the office and start working on any open jobs that we've got, looking for new jobs, looking for new candidates so that we can fill that circle.
Why did you decide to get into business management, and specifically with Workforce Extensions?
I didn't really make a conscious decision to get into business management. It just sort of evolved. So I started, when I left school, I started in supermarkets. I worked for Kmart when I was 15 in Port Pirie after school, and then when I left school, I worked for Foodland. I started just as a trainee manager with Foodland and sort of evolved into supermarket manager. Then went into sales and sales management, and then came back to business management after a time as a sales manager, and we opened the Telstra shop in the City Plaza in Whyalla. That's when we came back to Whyalla. I opened that store. Fast forward a few years, went into labour hire, and for different reasons I went out on my own again and started my own business.
So how long have you been a business manager at Workforce Extensions?
So we started Workforce Extensions in December 21. So we've only really been going for 18 months.
Okay.
We're on that journey.
So from day one, how long did it take before you were fluent in business management? Did you have to do some courses? Is it TAFE? Is it uni?
So if I go right back to the trainee manager days in the supermarket, I worked for a company called Yadunda Farmers. They've been around for a long time. They sort of transitioned their business into supermarkets, and they had a trainee manager program. So we were put through some theoretical courses and to help us with our training on day-to-day management skills and processes. And over the years, I guess you read a lot of books and get an understanding of how things work, and there's a lot of trial and error that when you've got your own business can cost you a bit of money as well. So you learn from those mistakes, and yeah, I guess every day you're still learning those. I don't think that I've mastered business management. We do enough that we go okay, but we still learn from our mistakes.
Definitely be evolving, especially with different laws and rulings that have been brought in.
Labour is such a moving target, I suppose, with all the different laws. The government likes to change laws and sometimes for the good of the employees and sometimes not so good for the employer, but you need to stay on top of that so that you can pivot and move to make the right choices for your candidates and your clients.
So Workforce Extensions, you've only been doing that for a couple of years, but you have been doing business management for a long time. So what changes have you seen in business management over that span?
The biggest change is the same as everybody sees day to day. The implementation of technology in business is one that you really need to stay on top of, because you can bring so many efficiencies into your business. You know, I guess when I first started in supermarkets, you had the old cardboard clock-in machine, you know, where it used to print onto your time card every week. I mean, now we've got an app on your phone that our candidates fill in each day and then send to us, but it also goes to the client as well. The technology side of it just is amazing, and it just makes things easy in business. The flow on from that to, you know, with the touch of a button from the candidate putting their times in, turns out to money going into their account on one side and an invoice going to the client on the other. It's really,
Oh,
it's
wow.
really a seamless process through that technology. So I think that's probably the biggest change over the years that's been easy to adapt to.
So what do you like most about the job?
I deal with people. You know, dealing with people every day, you just don't know what you're going to get. Most days you get to meet fantastic people, you know, whether that's a client or a candidate or another stakeholder in the business. You're dealing with different people every day, and the stories and this kind of thing, you know, their history, you get to know every day and you get to hear every day. So it's always amazing to deal with people on a regular basis.
Some people love it, some people hate it. I can tell you're a man who loves it.
Yeah, I just think I like people and I like talking to people. I like talking full stop, but, you know, like talking to people and sharing stories, and this gives us a good opportunity to do that and helping people.
Good stuff. So what tools would you use the most in business management and / for workforce extensions? And do you have a favourite tool?
The tools that we use mainly are computers and phones.
Excel spreadsheet?
Excel, well, it's funny. I am actually a bit of an Excel king. So, yeah, I like to build a spreadsheet for management of your business, which is basically your dashboard. You know, we've got different spreadsheets throughout the business, and I guess the other tool is your phone, and that's generally welded to my ear most of the day. So that's probably our tools, is the phone and the laptop.
So what's been one of the highlights of your career? We should probably talk workforce extensions. I know you've been doing it since 21, but what's been a highlight? Obviously, you help people to get employed and you help businesses seek employees.
Yes, that's right. I guess not that you don't do it for, you know, it's like a footballer. You don't do it for the trophies, but last year we were Rookie of the Year for the franchise. So Workforce Extensions is a national franchise with 25 franchises all over Australia, and we were Rookie of the Year last year. It's been a long time since I've been called a rookie, but we were Rookie of the Year last year, and which is really good because a lot of the franchises are in big cities across Australia: Melbourne, Perth, Brisbane, Sydney. Our little business in Whyalla is punching well above its weight. So I guess the success of our business is probably one of the best parts of it.
That is awesome. And speaking of which, we should actually talk a bit about that, because this meshes in perfectly with this show, because we're talking to trades and occupations and everything in between. What kind of workers do you actually have?
So we predominantly focus on blue collar and white collar. So we do everything across all of the industries. If you drive down the street in Whyalla and see a business, there's a chance that we can supply a candidate for it or a person for it. So we do a bit with the steelworks, not directly with GFG, but a lot of the subcontractors. We do labourers, fitters, boilermakers, electricians, all of those trades, LV mechanics, diesel fitters, right through to office people, admin people. We've got warehouse workers, one of the food distributors and things like that in town. So there's no real limits on what we do.
So you're tripping over trades, basically.
Yeah, it's good. So, and that, again, gives us the variety of people that we deal with. So
Definitely. Oh, thanks very much for taking the time out of your day to come in and talk to us about business management and workforce extensions. Hopefully our listeners have a better understanding of what a business manager actually does on a day-to-day basis. And don't forget, if this career sounds like something you'd be interested in studying or training for, visit your local TAFE SA on more info on how to make it happen. Thanks, Ben.
thanks, mate.